Here's the front differential out of my 2020 Polaris XP4 high lifter. Let's get that the right way. There's the serial number of the diff and the model for reference. So what I have found is there was no oil residue on the frame of the chassis, no leak was found, but yet my differential started causing problems. And what it was doing was it started ratcheting. It was like almost like it seemed like it had a broken axle. And what I think that was the internal sprag likely slipping due to heat and lack of lubrication and pressure. So basically the long and the short of it is I do not believe this differential ever had any gear oil in it other than any assembly lube that may have been used when it was initially put together. The reason I say that is there is no oil staining on these parts. I have not wiped them down, I haven't brake cleaned them, they've just been sitting here drying in the air, and there's no oil on them. Even the case has been sitting here drying in the air. There's still a little bit of moisture in the bottom, but no emulsified oil was found, and no abundance of lubrication was found. The pinion bearing is completely destroyed to the point where it is actually got bearings falling out of it, and it's pushed something through the front here and pushed out the top of the seal. Has blown out with that failure of that bearing. This thing is very loose, and judging by that, it gets very hot. So the rest of the diff shows signs of heat and lack of lubrication as well. There's, again, none of this has been wiped, and all we have in it is some moisture. I'm sure the moisture was coming in the pinion bearing where the seal was pushed out by the bearing. But again, we're not seeing any emulsified oil anywhere, which is very common with gear oil mixed with water. So it tells me that, no oil has emulsified due to the fact that it likely hasn't had any oil in it. So yeah, basically this whole diff has suffered a lot of heat due to lack of lubrication, and I don't even know if the case is salvageable. I truly believe that this differential had no oil in it from brand new. I took pictures of the chassis. You can see that there's no oil staining on the case itself, indicative of gear oil leaking. If you've ever had a gear oil leak, you know that it doesn't clean up easily. It doesn't just wash off, and it stains. So I believe this to be either a Polaris problem or a PDI problem, where the bike wasn't checked for fluid or fluid wasn't put into the front differential. I don't know how they shipped these from the factory. I just know that this differential died at 35 hours, approximately 550 kilometers, and is a paperweight. And I'd like someone to give me some answers on that. That'd be great.